Brody. How you doing?
I'm straight, Brody. How you doing, sir?
All right, all right, all right. I would like to welcome everybody to another episode of Leave It on the Court podcast with your host, Jay Dimes, and my little bro, Giannis, where we talk NBA basketball, everything basketball. You know what I'm saying? I need everybody to go to that YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe, like.
Tonight at 11 p.m.
All right.
Also, I need everybody to go on TikTok. Make sure you check us out on Facebook. Check us out on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? We everywhere you need to be. You feel me? Where we need to be. With all that being said, of course, get your merch. You
Joe
feel
Murray.
me? You get
That's
that
right.
hashtag, that's game shirt. If you know what I'm saying, your sizes and everything, hit me up in the DM. I'll make sure I line that up for you. Also, once again, make sure you check out that King Trick video with yours truly, and the merch is in the video too. D-Boy the Mac, it's on YouTube, it's on Spotify, it's everywhere. You can hear it and you can see it. You did. So, now, with all that being said, let's go, Brody. What we got going on?
So on today's episode, we're actually going to get into a plethora of subjects, man. We're going to talk about this Victor Wembanyama injury. We're also going to talk about the back half of the NBA season, sprint to the playoffs. We're going to get into this into the Philadelphia 76ers and this Joel Embiid injury. We're also going to talk about this past week's All-Star game. Now, let's start with the Victor Wembanyama injury. So, according to Shams, Victor Wembanyama will be out for the remainder of the season. He has basically a blood clot, man, in his upper right shoulder. When you heard the news, bro, what kind of reaction did you have?
Well, my reaction was disappointment, man. I was really looking forward to this guy. I was really looking forward to this guy playing throughout this season. It's really disappointing when you see players like this. It's not really that uncommon when you see players of his size have these weird type injuries and stuff. From Sam Bowie and a lot of different players that have these, even Shaq's son, that have these weird like injuries where it'll take them out for a long time, whether it's a heart disease, something with their leg, or blood clots, or something like that. So it's really hard to see another really tall guy go down, you know, to some strange, weird type of, injury or, disease, or not even disease, but just prognosis, I'll call it that. Um, Blood clots are weird because they can go through your body. So since that can happen, you have to sit down and wait to see what's going to happen, and that can go from anywhere from weeks to months. And so you have to be really protective when you're a basketball player or somebody who do something strenuous, to make sure you sit down for a second and make sure your body recovers fully for something like that. Because even sitting down on a plane can cause blood clots where you sit. Heavy D, some say that's how he died. First time he took a trip, he took a long trip, sat down in the airplane for too long, got a clot in his leg.
Wow.
It moved around and he ended up passing away. So these type of things can travel. So it's unfortunate, and I really wanted to see him play, man. And he was balling too. And I just watched that documentary, Courts of Gold, and at the end, what he said was chilling. It was very chilling, and I was like,
Yeah,
like
yeah. I'm glad you
he
caught
was
that.
actually doing in the league after saying that, and then for this to just bring it to a halt, it's like, damn, bro, that's messed up. Because he was like, the league better be worried. Y'all better be worried. Like, you know what I'm saying? And he was
Glad
really
you.
doing 8 blocks, 10 blocks, doing stuff you ain't never heard of on defense, man. So yeah, Curve, I'm glad they found it too. You feel me?
Yeah. So yeah, that was actually what I was going to say. First and foremost, I'm glad they found it. I'm glad they caught it because a blood clot can be lethal. Secondly,
Streets, Shannon.
secondly, this kind of puts them in a situation where I'm not going to call it a fortunate position, but I am going to say that this put may put them in a position to where they become a high lottery team where they could possibly land somebody like a Cooper Flag or Ace Bailey, because they're going to be on the bottom portion of the Western Conference. Could you imagine that? Somebody like, if they were to happen to land Cooper Flag, so they got a De'Aaron Fox, Cooper Flag, Victor with Stephon Castle and Vessel and Sochan coming off the bench, like Spurs could be it's kind of remind you of the Tim Duncan situation
Yeah.
where they had multiple injuries and they just happened to land Tim Duncan late '90s, and all of a sudden they championship, they win the ring. So, and I also wanted to point out with this injury that Coach Popovich is also slated to miss the remainder of the season after he had the stroke earlier in the season. So I wish both Pop and Wemby a full recovery so we can see many more years of them together.
Yeah. Well, I mean, before we move on, though, I want to say that this injury, or I don't really want to. What do you call this?
Deep vein thrombosis.
Okay, so what would you categorize it as? I want to call
Non-contact. What's
it
up?
injury. But anyway, Chad, help me out with that. What would you? Well, it's happened before. It's happened. Okay, yeah, health scare, of course. But I know it's some type of word for it. But anyway, we've seen this happen before. Ailment, yeah, this ailment that he has. We've seen this happen before. Brandon Ingram. Who? What else? Who else had it?
Sarah Thompson.
Yeah, Lasar Thompson. Yeah, yeah. They both had it and came back from it. The Spurs are very confident that this is those type of blood clots. It's not the type of blood clots that can possibly linger or anything like that. And they think this might be a one-off because just like Ingram and Thompson, these were one-offs. These weren't things that they were, or these aren't. This isn't something they had to continuously worry about. So that is a plus in this.
Right.
That is something that they did come back from in 6 months and were able to play and been playing since then. So there is positives, and it's not necessarily saying his career is over. It's just at a standstill for now. But like you said, with this happening, if the Spurs do happen to fall off a cliff, and you put Flag, Fox, come on,
and Wemby on the same team, yeah.
probably ain't gonna be no more heart attacks. Yeah, I probably should. You know what I mean? So
the reason why folks was calling it are so worried is because of one of our stars. So, and Chris Bosh did have his career ended from having blood clots because they continue to spread, and they spread to his lungs and to his chest cavity and stuff like that. So hopefully this is not that.
well,
Hopefully this is the one-off, and the Spurs do believe it's a
yeah,
one-off.
the Spurs doctor says they believe it's a one-off thing. So that's why I played around with Bosh because of the fact that his wasn't a one-off. It was detrimental career. But the doctors are saying it's not that type of thing. So hopefully that stays the prognosis.
Now this does make him ineligible to win Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah.
He was currently
landslide, I think.
Yeah, he was currently favored in Vegas to win Defensive Player of the Year. So for our viewers who don't know, you have to play a minimum of 65 games to be eligible for any major award, like Defensive Player of the Year, MVP, and things like that. So it sucks, but this may set the Spurs up for a long run because they may end up landing a high draft pick coming in this year. So Cooper Flag, Ace Bailey, Dylan Harper are just a couple of names, high-profile names that said they come out of college this year. So we have a
Pops, I pull a Dion like I ain't going nowhere but to San Antonio.
You think?
Hell yeah. What? Because he's a power forward. You got Wimby right here. You got a
Yeah.
scoring power forward, small forward right there. And then you got the most clutch point guard in the last couple of years. Like, can you say what do you say? What Pop's gonna be like? Ricky Bobby. I don't know what to do with my hands. I just be
Uh, uh, uh.
I don't, my hands. I just have so many. Can you count
So many.
them?
Right, right. That'd be cool, man. I wouldn't mind seeing that at all. Or if they can keep Chris Paul one more year and land somebody like Ace Bailey. He's a 6'8", 6'9" wing player.
Yeah.
The total package on offense, somebody like Chris Paul can teach him a little bit more on how to read the defense and how to play defense. Yeah, he would be a scary pick as well, man.
Mm.
Now I want to think about see this injury usually lasts for about 6 months to recover from it, and the kind of medicine you gotta put a guy on to get rid of a blood clot, the blood thinners. With Force, I hope, I really do hope that the medicine is something that he don't have to be on for an extended period of time. Because
Yeah.
they say once you're on that medicine, once you get cut, you can't really stop bleeding, and that's what makes it so dangerous. Because your blood is supposed to clot when there's a cut.
Quit being a negative Nancy. You're gonna be all right. Brandon, Brandon Ingram, cool. Oh boy,
Brandon cool.
they're gonna be.
Thompson playing cool.
They're gonna be all right,
I
man.
was
Wishful,
just
wishful thinking.
it
You
just
feel me?
it took me down a rabbit hole when I found out, like, I was like, deep blood thrombosis. I was like, what the hell is that? And I just started reading about it, and I started looking up the medicine. I started looking up the treatment. And I was
I feel
like, damn,
like
600 miles. I started
and
looking
stuff.
at
You
Chris
about to
Bosh.
scare people and stuff. You like, he ain't coming back. You know, we gonna play. He gonna bleed out on the court.
I'm actually, because
Right.
I'm with you, man. Like, if y'all hadn't seen it, our viewers, go watch Court of Gold. It's the story of this past year's Olympics and the USA coming to a gold medal. At the end of all the episodes, Victor Wembanyama sitting there sad and crying and talking about, and they asked him why he's so sad. He's like, I'm just so scared for my opponents. That shit coming up. I was like, oh no. He's like, they was like, well, are you talking about like the foreign players? He was like, everywhere. He was like, everywhere. The NBA, any basketball player, man. So this 7'4", 7'5" with shoes on, can dribble, shoot,
Block
block shots,
everything. The dude is he can do everything.
everything.
Alien, man. That dude, you see his hands, that hands, he look like he got the ET. He can do the ET from across the room. That dude, like, for real.
Yeah, man.
That dude's
I
an alien.
I look forward to watching him for many years to
Now,
come. So
like it gave me more respect for him watching. Like a lot of players, it gave me a lot of respect for watching that, and and it's just to see him, just yeah,
yeah,
to get back with
yeah,
me. Can't dive into the show on the show, but I'm
yeah.
telling you, y'all in trouble.
Watch it, watch it, watch it, watch it.
Y'all
Oh
in
man, it
trouble.
gave me
Don't
chills,
let
man.
because he got. I feel like he got confidence right now, but he don't know how to play yet. Let those things connect like Legos. Oh my lord,
It's
boy,
scared. It's
that's scary.
scared.
That's scary for real. That's
So
what James Harden say with his lying ass nightmare hours. So you're just lying, heard that. But go ahead.
let's talk about this Joel Embiid and the Philadelphia 76ers and what's been going on out there, man. You sent me this ESPN clip, and they were talking about that Joel Embiid admitted to needing surgery on his knee. Do you feel that as soon as he found out about the injury, he should have had
Yeah.
surgery? This kind of
I'm
goes
always up
against,
for protecting your body, man, over caring what other people think and what other people say. Like he's doing it strictly because I feel my personal opinion. This makes my opinion
Okay.
is that he's doing this because he doesn't want to hear the chatter of people saying that he's hurt all the time and he can't make it through a season. Man, you got to forget that when we're talking about longevity, it's just life longevity. Like you want to be able to walk. You don't want to look like Kenny Smith. You know what I'm saying? Because you want to keep playing and try to satisfy everybody. If your knee is hurting and you're not the person that you need, because he's not even 80% of the person that he needs to be. So if you're not even 80%, then you're worthless. Because at least
Yeah.
80 is giving you 20 and 10. Because you got to remember at 100, he's like 35 and 12, some crazy number.
And
So,
MVP winner, yeah.
so like if you ain't even 80, sit down. Your season is lost. This be your chance to get a Cooper flag, get you some more help. Cause PG 13 looking like Friday the 13th. You look like a nightmare out there. I don't know what,
In a bad way.
like I don't know what's going on out there. Definitely in a bad way. I wasn't saying that positively at all. I mean, if people watch basketball, you already know what the hell I'm talking about. This dude had 2 points the other night, and we paying him $200 million. Come here. That's all I can
Yeah,
say.
right.
Like, you know what I
Right.
mean? You tripping,
Right.
bro. Like, you feel me? I would take a quarter of that, and I can do that. Like, let's for real. For real. I'll tell you right now, in my body right now, I can make more assists than you score points. So let's not do that. So I'm just saying, yeah, sit down, man, and protect yourself. Make sure you're available because the best ability is what?
Availability. Yes, sir.
And you feel me? If you're not able, then you can't do it.
I don't know, man. I think it was more so he asked for Paul George. And when he got him and he knew he had this young fella in Tyrese Maxey, he was like, okay, my chance is here and I want to do everything possible to try to fulfill the promises I've been making as far as like this process they've been talking about over the past 6, 7, 8 years. I just hope that he does go ahead because they're honestly the 76ers are not a championship contender right now. With the
No,
way he's playing, the way Paul George is playing, go ahead and go get that surgery and get back and be available for at least the middle of next year because it's going to take a while. It's going to be a long recovery. But they according to Brian Windhorst, they say he was actually healthy for the USA games. They said he was actually healthy when he got the $190 million extension after the Olympics. They said he showed up at training camp with the freaking injury. So I this
yeah, that's
dude is just
what he scored
been
points. I think Pac.
what's up?
At Pac, that's when they used to. That's when that's when he scored like the 2 points when they lost to the Nets.
Yeah. So the Sixers just lost to the Nets on a game winner from Claxton, and they actually had to bench Joel Embiid at the end of the game because he just couldn't keep up, man. He's trying to on one side, it's
Down, man.
like
No point in playing. I don't understand because he gonna ruin his life. Forget your career. You gonna ruin your life, and that's
on
more important than any NBA GM, any Stephen A's, any of us. That's more important than any of that. So just out of life quality alone, go sit your butt down. Go get a surgery. The season's over, bro. You're not coming back. If you ain't going, if you're not good by if you're not 500 by the All-Star break, call it a night.
yeah, currently right now the Philadelphia 76ers are sitting at the 12th position at 20-36, man. It's not looking good. It even if they were to make it to the play-in tournament,
Yeah, he should go to Germany. Kobe, that's where Kobe went. Kobe came back with a Terminator knee. So yeah, he should go out there and get his knee fixed. Yeah, Kobe knee was like, "I'll be back," and he came back.
I guarantee you, with all the doctors and all the money and all the covers that Joel Embiid gets, I'm pretty sure they have reached out around the world how can we fix this man's knee? But it's not been, it
He's
hadn't been
not
just his
supposed to
knee.
be that big, bro. If y'all go back to when his drafting days, he was a skinny dude. Some dudes, I understand people like you need to get some bulk. He needs to be more like Giannis size than like where he's at. That'd be more healthy for his knees. That's why he's having so many lower body problems because he's not supposed to be close to 300. He's supposed to be more to like 240, 260, something like that. Like three, what he like 295, 300.
Yeah, he
Like,
about 290 right now. He came into the league at 270
yeah.
at,
So, so,
at 20
so
years old.
So as at 20 years old, is still hardly playing because you got to remember he was on a foot injury when he got drafted. So this is the way he's at when he got drafted. So 265, something like that. That's your weight.
He and it, understand this is not just his like these injuries that's been hitting him over the years. A lot of it has just been simply bad luck, man. He had a sinus fracture, he had an orbital bone fracture, he had ligaments in his shoulder. The lower back injury kept him out like his first 2, 3 years in the NBA. Then yeah, like you said, he came in with a foot injury, and now it's his knee, and it's been his knee
I say
for the
he should
past couple of
retire.
years.
Him
And
is dudes that just need to hang it up while they can still walk.
he's 30 years old,
So
man. He get this.
I mean, yeah, but his body is betraying him. Like sometimes it is black and white, and your body is telling you, bruh, this we ain't built for this, bro. We not like even Yao. Yao had to retire really, really fast. His body told him, bro, we ain't. Your feet is bad. Go sit your big ass down somewhere, bro. Like, like sometimes it's just not your calling, bro. You did what you could when you could, and you didn't get to the top of the mountain. And sometimes people just don't reach that mountain. But don't sit up here and kill yourself because you want to, you make everybody else happy or think you can live out a dream that your body is telling you that you can't live out. It happens to football players. It happens to a lot of people. And I understand that he's young, but if y'all hadn't noticed, he hasn't been able to complete a season since he's been drafted. So I don't understand what's the fuss about. His body's been telling him for years, bro, we ain't built for this.
I ain't throwing the R word on him. I ain't asking him to retire. I'm asking him to sit down and take care of yourself for 8 to 12 months, and then reevaluate the situation. Then, because they just signed him to 190 million max extension, so they added 3 years onto his contract. Okay, my question to you is: do you think he's already had his prime, or you think he got something else?
No, he ain't had his prime. I think that his body is betraying him and it's not allowing him to see it. That's
Mm,
what I think. That's what I think.
okay.
I just think that his body's betraying him, man. You feel me? When you compensate, when you have other injuries and you start compensating on the other parts of your body, it starts to show because those parts of your bodies will start to break down. And it's other things that he's compensating for. Now then, went all the way down to the bottom. See, I didn't know. I didn't like my fault for giving false information. I thought most of his injury was lower body injuries. He has a lot of upper body injuries. So now he has an injury that's a lower body injury that's probably the most detrimental outside of a back injury to a big man. And for you to be trying to force yourself to play through this type of tear is something bad because basically your knee is every time you jump. Like, so sit down.
Yeah, it
Go.
don't look like he's playing with much
Yeah,
confidence at all.
because when you ain't you, you know how it is. I mean, you just went through this. When your mind, because a lot of it is mental too. Let's not forget that because when like your doctor told you something that gave you confidence to be like, let me try it, and then when you tried it, you was like, oh, okay, he was right. You feel me? Sometimes like you gotta understand in sports, this is what they telling you the whole time, whether you limping everything. No, you good, because they just want to see their product back on the court. You gotta once again, I said this on the phone. The person I give the most props, even though I hate to say it right now, it's gonna be a slash, is Kawhi. Kawhi, like, I'm not playing until I'm right. I don't care what y'all say. I don't care how mad y'all get. I don't care how much crap y'all talk. I'm not coming back until I'm ready to come back. It's simple as that. So sometimes you got to take that stance because when you know, and your body will tell you, all right, we good. You feel me?
So that's what I was actually going to say earlier is I kind of wanted to give credit to Joel Embiid for trying to play through injury. Like a lot of players just seem like they don't even try to play through injury. Like if they feel a little hurt, they like, oh my God, my neck and my back. I want to sit. I want to sit for the rest of the season. No, do try. Do try. So I actually wanted to give credit to him for that, but don't be dumb. Don't mess it up more. And you know what though? I'm pretty sure folks have told him he can't mess it up more than what it already is, and that's why he's giving it a go. But it don't look right, man, because you're not even half the player we know you can be. Like when he's feeling good, when he's healthy, he's probably the best player in the league. Just straight
Yeah.
up, you can't do nothing with him. He's that darn good.
Yeah.
But when he's right now, and I'm watching these games, man, it don't look right. It don't look right. Even before the game winner that the Nets had over him, he had an attempt to win he had an opportunity to win a game, and he was wide open, sitting with the ball in his pocket, and he instead put the ball on the floor and lost it and dribbled off his foot, and team went the other way, and he lost the game. My question to you is: do you think the Sixers should consider rebuilding around Tyrese Maxey instead of Joel Embiid now?
Well, I mean, they can't because they just invested so much into him. So they had to let this process play out, no pun intended. Uh,
Woo. Bars.
so it just is what it is right now until that contract is up. Because once this contract is up, if he doesn't bounce back from this, yeah, then we're gonna see a Maxi sighting because Maxi's gonna be like, look, I'm here. So either y'all gonna pay me or I'm gonna go somewhere where I can win, or y'all gonna be around me or I'm gonna go somewhere I can win. And he'll be justified by that point.
I'll kind of consider I would actually kind of consider trading Joel Embiid.
No,
I, I guarantee you at least
nobody want
15
that
teams out
product.
there want
Nobody want that. Nobody want that, man. Nobody. That's like, I mean, hey, look.
think about this.
We've seen worse in the NBA, so I ain't gonna even say that. I mean, it could happen because some people, it might be some dude that's like, that's Joel Embiid. I don't care if he got one tire.
We just saw Luka Doncic get traded at 25 years old.
Yeah.
If I'm the San
But
Antonio
Luka
Spurs,
ain't as injury prone as dude. The shocking part of that trade is the Anthony Davis part because there you go. There's an example of somebody that's hurt all the time.
I'm about to
That
get into it. I'm about to get into it because he's 30 years old as well.
yeah.
But at least Anthony Davis did play. He plays in the playoffs, straight up. He's in the playoffs. If I'm the San Antonio Spurs, if I could trade everything and land me a Joel Embiid and sit him down right now, go get a surgery, let's get your knee right, and come back mid-season next year, and I could put you with Wembanyama, De'Aaron Fox, and Joel Embiid. Come on, man. Come on, man. um, let's go ahead and switch subjects and let's get into this playoff push. You want to get one of our guests up?
Yeah, man. I want to invite our homie T Street. Somebody always comes up and gives some bars to the show. Also, I want to invite once again my big cousin Kirby. You know what I'm saying? Welcome back. So let me hit you
Er,
one time. Where you at? Where you at? Where y'all at? Where Kirby go? There you go. Boom. T Streets. Boom. Now it said that. Yo,
er,
cuz what's happening, man?
What's
Street.
happening? Brothers, was good.
What's up? What's
We
up?
in
What's
it.
up with everybody, man? Welcome. I would like to, you know what I'm saying, introduce my cousin Kirby. To your left, my left. To your right, T Streetle. You feel me? Some of our, you know what I'm saying, frequent guests on the show. We're going to get into the subject of what we got going on, right?
So right now we're talking about this playoff push, man. We have the All-Star break, and like the NBA typically do, games and intensity starts to pick up after the All-Star break, man. And actually, I was watching today. It's been some good games. I got a question for you, Kurt. Knowing that we now have a play-in tournament. Um, that's been in the NBA now for 2 or 3 years. How do you feel about it? You've been watching. I'm pretty sure you've been watching the NBA damn near 30 years now. 30,
40, 45.
45
Oh my
years, man.
God, dang!
Golly.
No,
How you feel about the play-in
yeah,
tournament?
player.
What's your thoughts on the play-in tournament? You like it? Do you dislike it?
I like it. I like it. I like it. You know, too many teams make the NBA playoffs already. So, and we already had in the West where was the difference between, you know, fifth and eighth place is 2 games after 82 games. Is that really, are we getting the best team? So, giving 10 teams an opportunity out of each conference to go out there and earn their way in, I'm with it. I'm with it. It adds a couple more games, couple more high intensity games. It makes it. I mean, I remember the '08 Warriors, and after that We Believe season and
Yeah,
'07.
my point.
'07 we won what 40 something like 46 games, and '08 we won like 48 games and didn't make the playoffs. So in this playoff scenario will be a scenario where we would make the playoffs. It would have made the playoffs. We might have kept that little team together a little bit longer. The excuse they gave was that we didn't make the playoffs the second year we were supposed to be making the playoffs. Um, so look, the West is way too competitive. Look, they need to do something about their Eastern Conference,
I
but the
got you.
West,
Dog. Don't worry.
where we, where we people 10 games over 500 not making playoffs, making them playing makes sense in that regard.
I got you.
Go
I see you up there salivating, big bro.
No,
I
go
know you
ahead,
want
Street.
to
No, go
comment.
ahead,
Go
Street. Go ahead, Streets. Nope. Go ahead. I got some. Go ahead.
Streets. How you feel about the play-in tournament?
For me, I enjoy the play-in tournament.
Oh,
Play-in tournament, like I said, high competitive basketball, something on the line, something to play for. Only thing I kind of dislike is the 7 seed having to come back and reestablish themselves to stay in the playoffs. But
mhm.
other than that, man, I mean, it's dog eat dog. Like a few years ago when the Lakers won it and kind of had a chance to move forward and keep playing until they met the Nuggets. I mean, I'm waiting to see the team that go all the way from it. That's going to be the exciting part, to see a
Uh,
team who is
I
out the playoffs come all the way through, win the play-in, win the first round, second round, all the way through, and it's just dog eat dog. And
I
that's
like
that's
that.
when people gonna be like, yeah,
Yeah, and I mean the thing I think for those added games for that plan, we should go back to a 5 game series in that first round. That 7 game series in that first round is just mollywopping, whooping people. Them 4-0, 4-4-4. It's like, man, come on, that's too many games, man. We gotta sit here and watch this guard. The one play just mollywop the 8. Let's go back to 5 games for that first series because that one just killing 8. You just watching this like, come on, man, we don't need to watch this. And it's crossed so many games. I mean, there's so many. What is four in each? Yes, four series per conference. We got to watch 8, 1-4. I'm like, man, I can't. This all.
So
I don't know
Oh,
what the what
I,
the
I
what the
agree
record
with
was
that.
last year, where there's a whole bunch of 4-0, 4-0, 4-1. Like, I don't need to watch all these games, man. Just give me five. Let's go 5 and move on to the next round. I'm with the 7
Uh,
after that, but that first round need to be 5.
all right,
all
that's
right,
the
big bro.
only thing I agreed with in that whole statement. Both of y'all statements, as y'all said, was the 5. Maybe cut the first round to 5. First of all, Kurt, I've been watching the basketball probably a little bit longer, a little bit shorter than you because you got me by a little bit. But what I did enjoy was those games at the end of the season when it's team playing for that eighth seed and you got games like that Houston game and stuff like that where in
Yeah,
Utah
yeah,
where
yeah, yeah, yeah,
got shot to
yeah,
make
yeah,
when you
yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah. That's special.
traditional basketball.
Yeah,
You play
yeah,
82 games
yeah,
to see who's going to make it to the playoffs. Now we're going to play 82. Now we're going to, just because a team is close enough, we're going to help them get over the team who done played 82 games and earned, because you do realize you earned every spot. It's the reason why it's 8 spot. It's the reason why
Okay.
82 games to where you can get
Valid point.
You got
Valid
82
point.
games to get to that 8 spot.
Yeah.
And if you don't get it by 82 games, maybe you just don't deserve it. I mean,
You know what? You got a point, because that, like I said, BD he tweeted out what was the most memorable period of that we believe that 07,
was the
and
last
my
week.
response,
The last
that
3
when they had to
games
win
of the
all, they had to
season.
win out. They had to
Yeah.
win out like 5
Yeah.
out. They had to win like
That was
7
the
out of
most,
8 or something like that. It was intense. It was
That's why
intense.
I'm glad you
That
brought
was
that up, because
amazing.
that's
That was
exactly what I was
amazing.
going
That
to
was
say.
amazing.
That
That was my most memorable part.
Yeah,
Was
that
that
last
run.
month. Forget
Yeah,
that.
we
That
was going
last
all over the
month
place. Yeah, going
of the
all over the place
Warriors
watching them.
trying to make it to the
Yeah,
playoffs. That last month
yeah,
of the season was crazy,
crazy.
bro.
It was
It was
crazy.
teams bouncing up. One team will go up and then they lose, and then they drop down, and the Warriors get right
I got
there.
the
So
streets.
that whole last month of that We Believe season was crazy, and then it really came down to the end of the month, the last game. And they had to win it, and they won it. And the team that lost, that they needed to lose, lost, and stuff like that. That's part of basketball. So we're
Yeah.
taking that away to give a team that's half a game close or a game close an opportunity to take that. What if a team does that? You feel me? Now when they
Yeah.
got here and we got to play again, God, like, dude, man, like, damn, I done earned the spot. You mean to tell me I got to give another two more chances? Are you serious? Like, come on, bro.
But you know
Bro,
what? But now they got to do that to get to the 6 seed, so they can avoid the play-in. Now
But
the goal is
I-
to get to the 6 seed. Let me get out of now you're trying to do that same intensity. Like, let me get out this. Let me get out the play-in. Let me
Wait
get
a
to the
minute
6
though, but
seed.
see, when we take the underdog factor away from it, because the 6th seed is pretty much a team that kind of has a good chance
Look
to
at the
win a
West. What's
championship.
the difference between the 6 and the 10?
It's a lot. It's a
No, it's
lot.
not. No, it's
It's a
not.
we
It's
lot.
got
probably 2 games. It's probably 2
it,
games.
No, but I mean, no.
currently
You
right.
talking about record? You talking about record wise?
Record
Yeah,
wise, yeah, I'm saying
but
record
I'm
between the
saying
2 and the 10,
record
the 6 and
wise.
the 10. It's 2 games, maybe 3.
Yeah,
Sometimes
3 games.
we have official 5 and 6s. Sometimes we have teams that's 5 and 6 that's there. You know what I'm saying? That's their spot.
It's been a
Not
long
every year,
time. It's been a
but
long
sometimes.
time in the
I give
West.
you
It's been a
that.
long time. It's been a long time in the West since
But
we had
still, though, that's
it's
still
been
a
a big
high
gap
seed we're
between.
talking. I'm not excited. I'm not as excited as the 6th seed as I am as the 8th
We
seed.
gonna be in it, yeah. We
You
gonna
know
be
what
in
I'm
it or we
saying?
not. We
Like
gonna
I'm
be in
the
it or
last
not.
guy in. Like 6th seed, you kind of like, if you lose, you still got another 2 seeds to go. 8th seed is all or nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But the 10 seed also, you got the 6 and the 10. So you got the people
But
trying
it's
to
2
get to the 6.
games. It'd be different
No,
if it
but
was
I'm
a 1 game tournament.
saying if you the 11th seed and you fighting to be the 10th seed, you can have that same intensity. It's just at a lower
But,
seed. You got to play it, but
look how crazy that sounds. You're talking about the 10th and the 11th and the 9th, and it's only 8.
hey, look.
It's only supposed to
Hold
be
on.
8.
I want to point out. I want to point out before I ask this next question that when LeBron went down with that foot injury, he had missed 2, 3, 4 weeks, and it knocked him out of playoff contention.
That's the
So when he
point.
actually came back, they were like the 11th, 12th seed, and they were able to play they way in. They knocked out the Warriors that year, and they went on to win a couple of rounds. So
That's
it made for the
Yeah,
best team to be in the playoffs. Now, there's
I
guys
agree.
like Mitchell Robinson getting ready to come back, Luka Doncic, Draymond Green just made his prediction that the Warriors are going to win the title. Tell me some of the players you're looking for to make a big impact on the second half of the season. Streets.
Jimmy already started,
They
so
already started.
you,
Yeah.
you can't even take him out the category. Jimmy looked like Klay Thompson 2.0 when Klay was younger years, playing defense 3 and D. So
Yeah, I
that's
saw
gonna be a tough
a
one.
clip of Jimmy where they showed a clip of him where he played like 5 defensive plays in one sequence, and everyone stopped the ball. Like, you know what I'm saying? Every person had to stop and pass, and he was guarding each person. He switched, and then they missed the shot, and that dude ran up to him like, "Yeah, good defense," and it was all in one sequence. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
What about you, Vic?
Curve,
I actually was looking
curve,
at.
curve, curve,
See, hey, all the cousins. See, we
curve.
all do that.
Yeah, we all do
Josh,
that.
we all
I
do
I'm
don't do
that.
that.
sorry,
See,
Kurt.
I don't do that because
see,
y'all
I
do
don't get,
that
I
to
don't
me.
even get mad about it.
I don't.
And see, I don't even get it. See, Josh wanted to check me when I did it. See, I don't even.
Cause
I was gonna
no,
go with. I wasn't even gonna
no, y'all
correct
don't
you. I
get
wasn't
it
even
as
gonna
bad as
correct you.
I get it.
I
I'm
get it all the
Jan
time.
to every uncle. Every uncle on the planet, I'm that dude right there.
I,
I'm Jan. Every
no,
single.
you know, I get
Yeah,
it all the
yeah,
time.
it's 9 of them.
It-
So it's like, yeah,
see,
yeah, yeah,
think about
yeah. I
because
mean, my name Joss, man. It's
man,
Joss.
my dad is Victor, so they call me. I was at a birthday party. They called me Victor the whole. I was there for a whole weekend. Half the people called me Victor the whole weekend. I just kept rolling with it. I was
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah, I'm
man.
sorry. Steve. Our cousin really looked like his brothers and his dad. Like,
Yeah.
it's like too much. It's kind of creepy. But no, Kurt, Kurt.
Curve.
Uh,
What you
what
think, Curve?
what are some of the players you're looking at to make a big impact on the second half of the season?
Like your man Street said, definitely definitely big face. He gonna do his thing.
Yes, sir.
Um Ja, um, you
Ja.
know,
Yeah, man.
I'm looking for Ja to, to step it up a little bit more going into the second half. Um who else? Man, I mean, Wimby was teeing up to
Yeah.
do some damage. That, like you said, that hurt. That
Yeah.
him going
That
down hurt
did.
because it
That was
was
my dark horse.
yeah, that was gonna, he's gonna put on a show the second half.
That did.
Um, but Luca, I want to, because I mean, everybody talking about big noise about Luca. Like I'm looking, I'm sitting here. I couldn't wait to get on the podcast. I'm like, man, I'm watching the Lakers, mollywop, Denver, and the Warriors steamrolled the Mavericks. Now those are the teams that traded, and look where everybody is now. And I'm like, that whole piece about trading Luca because defense wins championships. And now look at
Uh,
12, and 7. That wins
Hey,
something,
yeah.
you know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Fall into the
And
trap.
this other
Go
cat,
ahead. Keep talking.
you
Fall
know
into the
what I'm
trap.
saying?
Go ahead.
That
Fall
that
into
up
that trap if you want to.
that other cat up there on the bench sitting down, and he's on no one's list about who we want to see step it up in the second
Wait a
half.
minute. Okay, so wait a minute. I had a caveat when I said what I said. I said if AD can stay healthy, Dallas would be more dangerous
He's
right
never stayed
now.
healthy. He's
But
never stayed
but
healthy.
we all knew in the majority of the room that probably wasn't going to happen. So you know what I mean. But first of all, that was one win. Let's not talk about the other 3 losses the guy done had, and they've pinpointed your boy on defense. So don't get happy. Don't fall down the rabbit
Don't,
hole and jump into the pit
don't.
after you see one game. Okay?
Hey,
Don't act like
oh,
you
hey,
want
hey,
to have
hey.
12, 14, and
So, hey,
6 the
I'm gonna
last
put all
several
this out
games
here.
you
I'm
done
putting this
had.
on
Like,
wax. I'm putting this on wax right now. This is what
no,
the next 3 years.
I was with your
I'm gonna put
argument.
this
I
on
just had to
wax. I'm gonna
counteract
put this
that.
on
Go ahead.
wax right now. I'm put this on wax.
Put it
This
on
is about to
wax.
happen. This is about to happen. Jay, Jay, man, he ain't falling for the okie doke. He like, man, come on, Jay Kidd is not. He gonna sit here like, man, y'all traded my franchise player. Y'all gonna leave me with this junk? Okay, I hear you. Ron gonna play with Reddick. Well, he got 2 years, 2 years, 2 more,
Yeah.
maybe 3, whatever. Uh, when Braun leaves, JJ getting fired. He out within 12 months. Jay going
Ooh.
there. Jay gonna move from Dallas. He gonna go back coach Luca in Dallas. Lakers been having a Jones for Jay his whole basketball career.
Yeah.
They've been loving wanting him to be in a Laker jersey as
They
a
had him in the
player. They had him there as a
bubble. They had
coach.
him in the bubble.
They had him as a coach, win the championship.
Yeah.
3 years, give me 3 years. Luca and Jay gonna be reunited, coach and player back in LA.
Okay. All
Ooh.
right. So
Okay.
let me make my predictions
What's
for
up?
players. Watch out for LeBron. I'm gonna just say that right now. LeBron is on a mission right now. Much as I hate to say, because it kind of counteracts what I said with Luca and his defense. So I don't want to sound hypocritical, but I want to sound a little hypocritical. The way the Lakers is playing right now, I'm gonna give LeBron is playing out his freaking mind. So I want to see LeBron continue this. If LeBron continues, that's one of the guys I'm looking out for. I know it's like, well, it's LeBron. He's supposed to no, but still though, no, he's 40. Let's call it what it is. The guy is 40 and he's playing like he's 30. Like we
Just
gonna
he can
keep it
play that
real.
way. He can
So
play that way.
if Luka can do what he did last night for the next 20 or 30 games, then the Lakers can be dangerous. But because if they can outscore people, defense will, kind of, you can hide it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But you're going to face teams that's going to pinpoint Luka, and LeBron's going to have to overcome it. Jimmy, of course. Like the way Milwaukee, everybody keep overlooking Milwaukee. Like,
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Like Giannis and Dame gonna come to the end. They were starting to get a stride right before the All-Star break, but then Giannis went down for a little bit. But when Milwaukee is fully connected, they are one of the most dangerous teams in the East. And Cleveland, man, y'all better watch out for fucking Cleveland.
Speak,
I'm gonna just tell you that
speaking
right
of
now.
Cleveland,
Like they
speaking
got
of
a team,
Cleveland,
they
them
got a
and Memphis
step up.
having a scuffle right now. Yeah,
Who?
Come
Memphis,
on, man.
Memphis and Cleveland having a scuffle right
So
now.
Ooh,
They
I'm
stopped. They
like,
stopped
they
the
got a
game.
smell
ooh.
of it. They got a smell of it last season with Cleveland to where they know they had a confidence to where they can actually go to a playoff and make some noise. They're the number one team in the East right now. They're playing like the number one team in the East. I think they made the most significant trade out of everybody at the trade deadline because they picked up a 3-and-D player who's a real 3-and-D player, and he's been showing he's a 3-and-D player. People need to watch for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Cavaliers is going to be that team. They're my new dark horse since Wemby went down because I had San Antonio as my dark horse. But Cleveland is a team that everybody needs to be scared of. They're young, athletic. All their players can do everything. And if you get a good series, all it takes is one series for Donovan to go crazy in the finals. If he just do it, if that can be his series, if they get to the finals, people in trouble.
It's just they. So yeah, Cleveland Cavaliers got DeAndre Hunter for our viewers who didn't know, which is a key addition, especially going into the playoffs now. I want to make one prediction before we move on to the next subject, and say that my Golden State Warriors are going to make at least the sixth spot going into the playoffs, and the Clippers will be in a play-in tournament.
But you thought Ben Simmons put him over the hump?
That was a question. Was
I'm
Ben
sorry.
Simmons a needle mover or not? But I'm not even going to bother to ask that now. Kurt, you were on the last episode when we were talking about the All-Star and the new format and what was going on. Did you get a chance to watch the All-Star game?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I got to partake in a little activity, off the court activity at All-Star weekend,
That's what's up.
we
Okay.
was out here
You
hanging
ain't
out.
tight. You didn't invite
We was out
nobody, so
there.
we
We was
don't
out there.
care. You didn't invite me, so I don't care.
Kurt,
You
I want to ask you how you felt
okay?
about the All-Star
I
game,
don't care
man.
that you wasn't there because you didn't call me. So, so what?
So you gotta hit me. You supposed to be texting me around that
But
time. Like, I know you
oh,
got something
yeah,
cooking.
Yeah, you got to hit
You
I
gotta,
him.
remember
you
that.
gotta,
I
you gotta
remember
hit
that.
me.
I'm gonna hold you to that.
You
I'm
gotta
gonna hold
hit
You
you
me.
got
to
to
that.
You gotta
hit
hit me.
him.
Don't worry.
You gotta hit me.
But no,
Say what's up.
I want to know what was your thoughts on the All-Star game or
You was
games?
one of the
The
people
game,
that
G.
was up on this
I
bull
was
crap.
up on it. I was up on it. I was up on it. And to what Dray, like, just like what Draymond was talking about last week,
Yeah,
man, this
don't
Kessler
try
Walker.
to recant what you
No,
said because you
I'm
said
not.
that
I'm
you was
not.
gonna
I'm
like
not.
this dumbass
It
format.
was. It was. I
Watch your
thought it
cuss.
was. I thought it was.
Watch your
I thought it was
mouth.
better. I thought it was better. I thought it was better than them walking up and down the court for 48 minutes. It was better
Okay.
than them walking up and down the court. What they've been doing for the last 5 years, walking up and down the court. Um, so yeah. I mean, I thought it was an improvement. I thought having those young guys in there, playing, people didn't want to go home talking about getting whooped on national TV by some
Right.
up and comers. Made the OGs go out there and play enough to handle that business. They played enough handle business. It was, moderately intense. And it was an improvement on the stuff we've been seeing for the last
You said
decades.
improvement.
It's been an improvement.
You said okay.
The,
Go
the
ahead.
bar
Shaboom.
was low. The
Yes.
bar was low. The bar was low, cousin. The bar was really low.
They said the bar was low.
The bar was
The
low.
bar was low.
It was a low
There you
bar,
go.
and they improved on that low bar.
Facts. I get it.
Look,
I get
it's not the '88 All
it. They
Star
said
game
the
or
bar was low.
the bar was low. The bar was
Street,
low. I can't say it was great,
Go
but it
ahead,
was
man.
better than it's
Land the
been.
plane, bro. What you think, bro? Land the
Street,
plane.
Uh,
Streets. What was your thoughts on the All-Star weekend?
bar was very low, but yeah, no, I liked it. It was decent
That
for
sounds
what
like
it was.
go
Okay.
ahead.
For what it was. I mean, because you had to accept it for what it was. They're searching. They're trying to find something. And they got close. Look, having the youngsters show up like that, and you see the vets didn't want to lose the youngsters. You see something there. You pinpoint
I
something
got
there.
something
When they got to the finals with the foreigners and the vets, you
like
can see something there.
like I
So
got
it's like we need to start working with what we can see and try and build off of that. And I think we have a good product.
Okay.
well, me and Yana have came up with to solve the problem. They need to put
Let's
the
hear it.
Europeans. They need to have the Europeans against the Americans. Period.
What you gonna
Point
do with
blank.
the Africans
Same
Well,
or the
over,
thing.
Canadians? What you
well,
gonna do with the
World,
Canadians?
over the players from
world.
overseas, people from different countries. We'll
Okay.
say that to kind of correctly.
You
Anyway,
got
people from different countries all on one side, and the Americans on another. That solves your problem.
with
Because
the consequence.
anytime you put bunch of people that hate us on one court, it's gonna make for a good game. It's essentially the Olympics all in one game in one weekend. Like, that solves the problem. Like Draymond said, the rookies do not belong on Sunday. Simple people, period, point blank. I don't care what you say. I don't care how you try to correct that. I don't want to get beat by a youngster, because when they actually played the game, it wasn't even close. It was over by Steph Curry's third 3-pointer. So that's not front and act like it was comp. And yeah, they said that, but once the game started, it was over 2 minutes into the game. I don't like the scoring outputs. I don't like, he scored 12 points. That don't even sound right with MVP. He scored 6. He scored 8, and he's the All-Star MVP. Those things, those two numbers and words don't even go together. I don't even understand. How do you? He scored 12 points. He gets the MVP. He scored 11 and 7 rebounds. He had as many rebounds as he had points. That don't even sound right. You know what I mean? So you taking the other part away when you got the historic outputs by people like the 20 points, the 35 points in the All-Star game, the 40-point All-Star game, stuff like that. So you taking other aspects of it for being, because when you're an All-Star, you want to be the biggest All-Star, and that's what MVP is. So you kind of steal that when you separate it into 2 or 3 games, because it's hard. First of all, let's think about the old guys. Let's talk about the old guys. You sit me down for an hour for a bunch of trophies and announcements and all this stuff. It's dude, by 30-minute mark, I'm calling for some big game. Let's keep it a beat. You know what I'm saying? Now you got me back out on the court. I'm smelling like big game and all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? And now I gotta whoop these young dudes. Dude, we want to keep it a beat. Dude, who wants to sit there? If you're a hooper, I don't care if you're young or old. When you sit down for 20 minutes, it's detrimental to your game. I don't care if you were up here all the way up at the top for a whole 30, 45 minutes, then you got to sit down for as much time as you've been playing. That's detrimental to your game. Now you got to get rewarm and all that stuff. And it's injury, and it can cause injuries too, which is something else that they were trying to prevent by doing this too. Where actually you're helping it along, because now you're retightening muscles and stuff like that after sitting down for a long period of time. So that's another thing I like. This break, you want to give people awards and tell them how good they were in the middle of my goddamn game. What are we talking about?
Let me get in there. So I actually like the All-Star game, but we had 42 minutes of total play. That's the stat I read online. 42 minutes. That's not a lot of basketball. We had about 2 hours worth of commercial and announcements and awards, and I'll talk about this probably on later episodes, but a pet peeve of mine now, like I was telling my brother, is get people who actually like this game of basketball to talk about this game of basketball. It was borderline embarrassing to have Kevin Hart out there and he talking about the players while they're playing, and you can kind of see SGA kind of look over like, bro, like shut up. Like when he was talking about the big players and shooting threes and the guys and they playing hard, and you got Chuck Aitman and everything he's saying, and
But it's
it was
facts
like
though.
it,
What
it was
everything
like
Kevin
shut
said
up
was the
though.
truth. As much as I
It was
hated it and what time it was and when it was, unfortunately, you know why it was bad? Because he was telling the truth. Usually people don't like the truth. So you look at somebody when you don't like what you hear because you know it's the truth.
y'all keep that to yourself. On say that on ESPN. Don't say it while players are playing. Shut up. Go home. If you don't like what's going on here, go home. Shut up.
That's
I'm
that
trying to I'm trying to enjoy
that's that truth
something.
serum. Them drinks kicked in.
I was actually enjoying the play. Like Jared Jackson was playing his ass off. Victor Wembanyama was playing
He's
hard.
playing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Steph was shooting that hole and turning around
Mm-hmm.
before it went in.
Yeah.
I like seeing that. Now,
Yeah.
one of the takeaways was, and I kind of feel like they made a big fuss about it because they really didn't have anything to talk about, but it was LeBron James announcing late that he didn't want to play, or he couldn't play because of his foot and he wanted
No,
to prepare.
that was bad. That's bad
For
business.
that's bad
That's bad business.
I
business.
don't think
Talk about it, bro.
so. I don't think
That's
so,
bad
man.
business, man. You give another person the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Like you
No,
you call somebody ahead of time. He knew you people when you at that point, you know your body. And he knew it after that game he played on Wednesday, he wasn't gonna play on Sunday. He should
But
have called he should have called the league and was like, man, look, I
I
don't think
got the
I'm
treats.
but he did
What you got, streets?
I'm play.
yeah, go ahead.
I'm play devil's advocate, man. I think if Brian calls out a week ahead, nobody watches it. Nobody even gives it a chance. Like he
Oh
had to
man.
stay into the last minute for viewership. That's good business. The NBA know what good business is right now. LeBron mean viewerships. You
Uh,
put Norman,
Ooh.
you put Norman Powell in that spot. People don't watch.
if the outcome is what so many players are talking about, even it's Carmelo, it's Carmelo's podcast, is bad publicity on LeBron so far as you hear it throughout the you know the Twitter sphere and everything. Everything is negative on him so far as him individual as an
I
individual.
think he's big enough to take that though. Like he always
Exactly.
been taking bullets for the league, so
Yeah.
he gonna still take bullets for the league. Like
Yeah.
that was to make the league still be good.
Yeah.
Brian didn't care about that. That's why he didn't even wear the uniform. He
Yeah.
didn't care.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
He
how
didn't
you feel,
Oh,
always care,
Kurt.
man.
Yeah. Brian been taking them. They've been talking bad about Brian for his whole career. I mean, you know, he's with all he's achieved. They've been talking bad about him every year. You know, we all, you know, people been talking about bad about Brian. Like you say, he's big enough to take it. He's been there. They've been doing this to him for his 20 years, man. Like his skin is thick now. His skin is thick and calloused.
Curb, I want to ask you this. It's been kind of gaining some steam, and they were asking the players their opinion. Do you think they should introduce a one-on-one or a 3-on-3 tournament for the All-Star weekend?
I like that.
Gotta
I
make it
like
work.
that. I like that. I
Hey man,
definitely like that. Give me 1-on-1. Like, you know, King of the, you know, at the end of practice, let's go 1-on-1. I mean, it's legendary. They
that's an
always talk
all-star
about,
game.
yeah,
At the
let's
All-
get some 1-on-1. They did that. Remember they did that week. They did that. They do horse. They did horse one time
yeah,
outside. Remember they did that one
a
year. That
while
was weak
back, yeah.
though. But I think 1-on-1 and catch. Look, just like they
I
don't want to get
would
embarrassed
replace
by
that
the
with
little
like the
kids.
Hold on, Josh.
One
Hold
on
on,
one.
Josh.
Go ahead. What you place it?
with the
Oh,
skills
the skills.
challenge.
Yeah,
Yeah, go
Yeah,
one on
that's what
one.
I'm talking about. Yeah,
one on
Go
replace the
one.
one on
skill
one.
Like
challenge with the one-on-one tournament.
Who would sign up for that? That you know, 1-on-one. You'd have
that's
to.
what I was
That's
gonna
part of
say
your
too.
all star. Yeah, you got to be all
That's it.
star. All right, let's go 1-on-one for the all
Who
That's
wanna
stars.
it.
lose in front of millions of
That's it.
people? Like,
Everybody, exactly, exactly.
So
You'd have to do it in tiers. You'd have to do guards versus guards,
there
big versus big. Like
you go. There
look
you
at
go.
Stewie, man. The women did it and it was dope, but
I like the
Stewie
3-on-3.
Stewie
I don't
didn't
like
want to
the
take
one
that
on
L,
one.
man.
I like
Like
the
that Stewie L
3-on-1.
was big for her.
I think 1-on-1 is like how kind of like the reason why dudes don't want to do the dunk contest because they don't want to get embarrassed or lose. So I like the 3-on-3 is more of a better idea. Like
Right.
Okay.
in a 1-on-1 because nobody wants to get 21 skunked in front of
You got to
everybody.
make it worth it for 1-on-1. 1-on-1, you got to make it work. Because I lose endorsement deals if I lose to you, man. I'm
Yeah,
not
that's
trying to
what
lose
I'm saying.
money losing to you. Like, so.
They talked about, so they asked Kyrie, they asked Anthony Edwards, they asked Jaylen Brown, would you consider playing in the one-on-one tournament? And they all was like, well, yeah, that'd be nice.
It's probably
But
dudes that don't lose in practice, but you ain't playing who you playing in practice, brother. I'm just gonna let you know right now. You playing other dudes that don't lose in practice either. So just be sure. You know what I'm saying? Your ass can cast that check. Your mouth is
And I do want to give credit to the WNBA because they had the one-on-one tournament and they had some of their biggest names out there. Breanna Stewart actually did get blown out 11-0 by a player who's not quite a star yet.
Oh,
So Breanna Stewart is one of the biggest names in WNBA. She is a certified bucket. But we have to understand that one-on-one is a different game than 5-on-5. Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
I mean,
So,
it's about advantages. If I'm taller than you, if I'm stronger than you, or whatever, one-on-one is about advantages. And you just, you know what I'm saying? If I can shoot better than you, I'm not coming to the hole because
let's be for real,
butt out
bro.
from out here. Like, if I'm bigger than you, then I'm post you. Although, you know what I'm saying? Curb, no, he did it to me. So
Imagine
imagine
Thanasis or Ben Simmons, somebody winning a one-on-one tournament. But we'll lose it, man.
wait, what you say, Streets? What you say?
Imagine Thanasis or Ben Simmons winning a one-on-one tournament. We'll lose it, bro. Like, we'll lose it. We wouldn't know how to act.
What's the dude that won the dunk contest?
McClellan. Imagine McClellan winning one-on-one versus Damian Lillard. We would lose it, man.
We did see
and it's
Damian
possible.
Lillard lose the three-point thing to the regular dude. That was crazy.
Yeah, Damian was on the bench yawning. But fellas, that's time already.
Yeah, man. Well, it's been a pleasure. I'd like to thank both our guests for joining. Thanks, cuz. Appreciate you. T Streets is always a pleasure, man. Bro, I love you. You know what I'm saying? You know how we rock.
Thanks for having
everybody.
me.
I need we just left the report, man. I need everybody to make sure go check us out on YouTube. Make sure you holler at us on Twitter. Make sure you check us out on Instagram and all them good things, you know what I'm saying? TikTok, all that. Make sure you get that merch. Make sure you show up next Saturday or next Sunday at 6. I got to get it right. Next Sunday at 5 o'clock. Next Sunday at 5 o'clock. It's a new day and time for your Leave It on the Court podcast. So until next Sunday, that's game.
That is game.
You can't tell me nada. I'm about $1. You can't tell me nada. Dollars.